play this game at night with the lights off and the windows closed, you might get a little bit spooked. Just a little bit.
So, your uncle, what's wrong with him?
He's possessed.
As in the devil?
Something like that. He says a dark man is following him, watching him at all times.
What do you make of it?
It's nonsense, of course, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me. You see, it runs in my family.
Possession?
No, detective. Deteriorating melancholy. Practically every member of the Hartwood family is driven mad before they grow old.
But Jeremy didn't kill himself. Is that why he's at your setup?
Despite being convinced that he is truly possessed, he decided to put his last chips on Dr. Gray and his psychoanalysis, figuring he might stumble upon some cure.
You mentioned the letter.
I received a disturbing letter from Jeremy accusing the staff and all the other patients of being involved in some cult. And now they are also out to get him.
Could it be real? Or is it all just in his head?
It's a story he tells himself, Mr. Carnby. Anything to avoid the truth.
Which is?
That we're all terribly insignificant. That people mean so very little to one another. That there is no one out to get Jeremy Hartwood because he isn't worth getting.
Here we are.
My uncle's not well, Mr. Carnby. I want to make sure he's all right.
Then what's my part in this? You couldn't get a cab?
I just wouldn't feel safe going alone. Did you bring a gun?
Yeah. You think it'll actually come to that?
No. But you might need to wave it around depending on how agreeable the staff will be.
What exactly are we gonna do when we find Jeremy?
I don't know. Let's just find him first.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shinry. Here at the Everything Anime Podcast, talk about that from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topic I talk about. Today's video is the first impressions of Alone in the Dark. I know. This game came out in February, probably March, I forgot which one, and I just got my hands on it. Mind you, I wanted this game day one when it came out. Just things have been going on in life, trying to catch up, yada yada. Don't need to get into that. But I have no relationship with this game, unlike other games like Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, which is a remaster from a game 20 years ago, and I do have a review for that coming out. It's going to be 5 hours long, probably. I don't want it to be that long, but it's probably going to be in-depth. Maybe not. I'll see. But I'll definitely love The Thousand Year Door. Just going to put that out there. BioShock is still coming. Rise of the Ronin, still got to beat it to give you my full impressions of the game, my full game review. And then we got other stuff coming down the line later this year. But right now, we're going to talk about Alone in the Dark. So, I've only played an hour and a half because when I do first impressions, I like to just play an hour and a half of the game, just get a feel for the game, see what I like about it, how fun the gameplay is, and then just kind of give you my thoughts. Already, it's given the medium, like, where you have to, like, find clues to, like, solve the mystery. I was thinking there'd be, like, demons and demonic things, because, so the basic story seems to be is that, like, Jeremy's niece, Emily, hired us to, like, find out why he's in this insane asylum and, like, you know, what happened to him, because apparently he's missing, according to the working staff. Now, you wouldn't even think someone's even in this asylum at first, because you enter from, like, the basement, and we're, like, going through, like, these doors that slam behind us, this, like, whole spooky vibe. Bitch, at one point, like, because your gun has 6 bullets, I thought, like, a monster was going to pop out, and I had to, like, shoot it with a gun. There are monsters, we'll get to that in a second, but, like, it gave me this feel like, you know, I gotta look around and find clues. I gotta look around and, like, hunt for things. You know, look everywhere. Cause, like, you know, like, in Until Dawn, like, to really solve the mystery, you gotta find clues. And if you miss a clue, like, you know, you'll still solve the mystery, but, like, you won't have the whole completed piece. It was giving me that. There are also elements where, like, you have a flashlight where sometimes you can turn the flashlight on and off. It's, like, on your shoulder. I was like, okay, well, like, is there going to be some segments where, like, I got to be, like, silent and, like, if the light's on, somebody will see me? Or is it, like, something where, like, you know, like, it's just going to reveal something in the darkness? Haven't seen enough of it to, like, really tell. There is a later point in the game that I'm going to get to involving the monsters that I think it has to do with that. But the monsters kind of see you have to get close to a certain extent anyway. Because I tried to sneak up on one. Yeah, there's, like, some themes about religion. There's crosses. There's symbols of Jesus. And there's also some talk about this demon called the Dark Man, I think that's what he called it. Jeremy calls it, or refers to it. And so, an hour and a half into the game, or, like, some point hour into the game, like, while investigating to try to find Jeremy, we come across, like, this, like, talisman that was given to him by a voodoo priestess. I'm probably forgot why she gave this to him, but, like, it allows him to, like, enter this other world. It had, like, this Spanish kind of name. I don't want to fuck it up. I think it was, like, Chocorlo or something. And it, like, basically sends you, like, to, like, this inverse world that's, like, kind of, like, layered on top of, like there's our world and then there's their world. And, like, this talisman, like, kind of teleports you between both. And so, like, our character, I forgot the name of his name. Let me see if it's on this case. No, it's not on this. Oh, Edward Canterbury. Yeah, so Edward, he, like, gets teleported with his talisman to, like, this other world inside this insane asylum, and, like, he can now see, like, these plant demon creatures, which kind of freaked me out. They kind of gave me, like, them things from Stranger Things. I mean, ironic, because the actor, David Harbour, who plays in Stranger Things, it kind of, like, gave me that feel for how the things look, except for, like, plant monsters. Not all of them. There's another one, like, shoots out, like, worm things from its face. Disgusting as fuck. But I also found it funny that, like, in that universe, the character's not freaking out. He's not screaming. He's not like, what the fuck is that? Like, you can even scuffle with the bodies, and, like, he doesn't even examine them. Like, he's a detective, and he's not like, am I high? Is this real? Is there monsters? Although, post that scene, like I said, an hour and 30 minutes in, he does tell, like, his contractor, Jody, or why do I call her Emily? Yeah, Jody. He's like, Emily. No, her name is Emily. Jody's a real person. Sorry, only hour and a half into the game. He tells Emily, like, hey, did you see that? Did you see the monster? Did you see these demons? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I kind of like that, because she was skeptical going into the house. She was talking about, like, oh, yeah, he's scared of demons and monsters and all that other bullshit. Whereas he was, like, kind of had, like, an open mind. So I know another thing you can do in this game is, like, play both characters, because some of the collectibles say, like, certain things can only be completed by playing both sides of the story. So I wonder if there's, like, an expansion of the story by playing first as Edward all the way through, and then playing as Emily all the way through, and does it, like, unlock, like, a last story? You know how, like, in Sonic Adventure 2, where you have, like, the hero story, you have the villain story, or a dark story, and then you unlock the last story. I'm curious if they do that. I'll have to look that up because I don't want to play this game twice if I don't have to. Now, I would play it twice if, like, I play this and then my boyfriend Eric plays and he plays as Emily. I would do that to see, like, what the differences are. But, yeah, can't really tell yet from this, like, if there's going to be, like, a final story. But I feel like there is because it's telling me to play again to unlock, like, this full collectible. So, anything else I can think of? Because, again, like, just early thoughts. Oh, I like that he takes damage. Like, so, you know, like, in most video games, like, your character, like, they go into the water and they get out and they're dry. But, like, later games, like Assassin's Creed, Mirage / what's the last one we just got? That wasn't the last one. Mirage, God of War, our characters remain wet for a time, and then as you run around, you slowly start drying off. When he takes damage, he remains bloodied. At one point, like, he got set on fire because, like, this thing, I threw, like, one of those Mazel tovs at it, like the alcohol bottle with the flame, and it lit the monster on fire, but I got burned too, and, like, my character's face was, like, burned and charred, and his clothes, I was like, that's some nice detail, because most games will just have the character be, like, completely fine after a few seconds. Now, he stayed like that till I got him healed up. Oh, speaking of healing, so the way he heals up is he drinks alcohol. Pretty funny. I mean, game mechanics, but fits that character. There are also other weapons besides your gun. So your gun, one thing I like about this, it's not unlimited bullets. Like, you can run out of bullets. At one point, bitch, let me tell you, I ran out of bullets. I ran out of weapons to throw. And I was just, well, I was like, okay, so let me start over. So yeah, your three attacks are, well, three mechanics are the alcohol to heal yourself. 2 is your gun, which you have to scrounge to find bullets, because when you start the game, you only have 6 bullets. So you just waste your 6 bullets in the beginning of the game. Don't worry, the bullets are everywhere in the game, but, like, you're just going to be out of bullets for that early point in the game. And then the third mechanic is breakable weapons. You can pick up, like, pipes and, you know, hit the enemies with it. You can pick up a axe at one point and, like, cut enemies down. They do break after some time. It seems like they break after one single enemy, which is fine. They're not too hard to kill. They're not too hard to take down. Honestly, the hardest thing is like shooting them with the gun, because even though I'm aiming at them, it seems like unless I'm far away, the bullets miss, and then I end up wasting bullets. Because that's what happened towards the end of my playthrough, is that, like, I ran out of bullets, all my weapons were broken, and this, like, monster was running at me. So I'm just, like, running around waiting for, like, some random objects to throw, like bricks and glass bottles to throw at this monster to take it down, which was hilarious because it was just coming after me, and I was like, bitch, back up. I also think it's cool, like, at one point, like, he can't shoot while he's reloading. Like, you know how in most games you can just auto reload? No, like, he's, like, literally loading his gun. But I wish you could run while he did that, because the monster was behind you and it's about to attack you while you're trying to load your gun up. So, again, I know why they did that. It's to make the mechanic more realistic. But it's like, bitch, if you don't run faster, that thing is going to get you. It's going to kill your ass. Pretty great, pretty great. Other than that, is there anything else I can think about the game? I know it also is titled by chapters, like literal chapters. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to assume like 5 chapters. It doesn't feel like it'd be a long game, but I don't know. I just finished chapter 1 on this playthrough, and I'm going into chapter 2. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the aesthetic. I like the whole, like, you know, 60s, 90s, like, vibe, the psychological horror, the demons, the visceral fear I get. Like, I'm like, oh, I gotta turn my lights on, because I played BioShock as a kid. Well, I'm gonna say that from a BioShock video, but basically I played BioShock at 14 as a kid with the lights off. Never had played the game before. When I turned it on, that game scared the shit out of me with the splicers, but I also loved it. It was, like, exciting, kind of fun, and that's what I'm getting from this. So yeah, very short, probably my shortest so far, first impressions reviews. Normally when I do a game review, my game reviews have been short sometimes, like, you know, The Quarry / Until Dawn was short. Life is Strange 2 was a short game review, but this is just my first impressions. I want to put a little bit more, get more thoughts on the game and see what else I think about it. Find out what actually happened to her Uncle Jeremy, where he is. I do think a demon took him. I don't know what the Dark Man is, but I have a feeling that's going to be our main villain. I could be wrong. Maybe I'll just... Oh, yeah, because also we know it's not in his head. I should mention that, too. Like, you could think, like, oh, like, this talisman's, like, playing tricks on us, or we might have drank too much and got drunk. Because other people are trapped inside of this world as well. Like, there's at one point this black man, I think his name is Bartiz, and he talks about, like, oh, yeah, we got pulled in here because we didn't believe Jeremy was telling the truth.
Don't let them get inside, combat. They're not the good guy.
Is this your store?
There are no owners here. We both strangers in Jeremy's story.
Jeremy did this. How?
Packed with the dog man. Jeremy warned us, but we didn't think much of it.
I'm Detective Edward Carnby. I was hired by Jeremy's niece to find him.
Oh yeah? How much you paying you?
$150.
She's sure getting her money's worth tonight. You would think your man combat.
No, not if I can help it.
You know, I think Jeremy's hiding the way we can't find him. He has this juju necklace that guides him.
The talisman?
That's right. It's some magic charm he got from Miss Jackson down the street.
The voodoo priestess?
You know surprising things, combat. Yeah, the Mama Loa. Here, take the key. I locked the gate to save her place from all the ghouls and goblins getting inside. Maybe if you go there, you can find some clues to show you the way.
Thanks. I'll have a look.
And after he got the talisman from the voodoo woman, like, we got trapped here. So they're, like, this one guy's hiding inside of a bar. He's like, the monsters won't come in here. Why they won't come in that bar, I don't know. But, and they ain't afraid of light. They come into the light. At one point, one of the monsters even standing in front of, like, a truck light. So if they were scared of light, it wouldn't be that. So I would turn the lights off if I was that guy. But yeah, so other people are being pulled in. So we can kind of tell that this isn't in his head. This is actually happening. Supposedly. Or it could be somebody in Jeremy's imagination, but I don't think so, based off what I've seen so far. But yeah, really short first impressions. Just want to say that I love the game. I wish I had got this day one. There are puzzles mixed throughout. One of the puzzles that really fucked me up was the earliest one, the 358 code. Now, I knew what the 358 code was. That wasn't a problem, but it was like figuring out how to turn it. And you figured that out first turn, bravo. But me, bitch, I could not figure that out until I looked it up on IGN. So yeah, I can't wait to see what the rest of the puzzles are like then. But alright, let me not drag this out anymore. Just want to get my first impressions on Alone in the Dark. Hope you guys like my gameplay. It's a little all over the place, but very last thing. Sorry. I love when games have like audio things, like, you know, like, so when you find a collectible or you find like an important item, the characters, the voice actors will like talk the lines. It kind
Sunday, June 22nd. I spent all day looking for Jeremy. I should have cared for the others, but I'm scared that he will do something irreversible. Cassandra is upset that I didn't give her the latest shipment of pain medication that Waits brought from the post office yesterday. I would have given it to her, but the company didn't send a new key this time around, so the box is just sitting there on my desk. They must have figured we had plenty of their gimmicky keys by now. I only remember seeing one lately. Grace was playing with it inside the grand parlor. Unless it turns up by itself, it will have to wait. I have to figure out where Jeremy is. I think Jack knew something. That dog of his found a strange rot permeating the house. She's showing us, he said. Like those blots and streaks of fetid rot was talking to him.
of gives me like audio tapes from Bioshock that can play in the background. For these, they don't play in the background. You do have to have them in the foreground. You have to like be looking at it while the characters talk. But past sometimes what they are scripted to say on screen, they have more dialogue. I know at one point it's like a woman with a receipt. She's talking to like this barman, and he like there's more conversation past the what's scripted on screen. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, that's it. Not gonna drag this out anymore. I got more videos coming this week, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Whoa, pardon me, excuse me. My name is Edward Carnby, private investigator. I hope you don't mind we let ourselves inside.
I do mind. This is private property. You can't just barge in here.
I'm sorry about all this, but I'm looking for my uncle. It's urgent, and no one was answering the door.
We can't hear you knocking anymore. None of us can.
Who is your uncle, darling?
Jeremy. Am I right? She has that Hartwood gloom, doesn't she?
That's right. I'm Emily Hartwood. I just came to make sure my uncle is all right.
Well, he is unavailable right now. You will have to come back another day.
Unavailable? How? Is he sleeping? We can wait.
He's lost.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who's your man again, Miss Hartwood?
My name's Edward Carnby. Private investigator.
Splendid.
Enough! All of you! Get back to your rooms! The coffee, keep your eyes on the child. And you two, please leave immediately.
Look, we're not here to cause any trouble. Just let us see the old man, satisfy the curiosity of my client here, and we'll be off.
Jeremy has gone missing. There's no need to worry, but it might be some time before he turns up. The whole staff is looking for him.
What? He ran off?
I don't have time for any of this. Please, come back tomorrow.
All right, in that case, we'll just wait in his room. You don't mind, do you? It's upstairs, right?
Wait, you can't.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
In the corridor. It's the first door on your left. I'll tell Dr. Gray you're here.
Excellent. Thank you, madam.
Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are two. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red Will Rain Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So, if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.